Hi, my name is Caitlin Cantor. I'm an employee wellbeing specialist at Mayo Clinic and a certified health education specialist. I'm going to lead you through a quick Deskercise that you can do anywhere at any time, including from your workstation. Only thing that you're going to need today is a chair. Let's go ahead and jump in. We are going to start with a few dynamic movements to warm up. It's very important to warm up your muscles to help prevent injury before starting any new exercise. It's also important to make sure that you're focusing on your breathing throughout your workout. Make sure you're not holding your breath and focus on being intentional about the movements you're doing to create that mind-muscle connection. To warm up our upper body, we're going to start with some arm sweeps. Standing straight with our feet together and our arms at our sides. You're going to inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, up towards the ceiling. You can stretch up there, and then exhale, sweep them back down to your starting position. So we're going to do this for about 30 seconds. Really focusing on those inhales and exhales. Maybe make this your last one. And back to your starting position. Next, we're going to focus on warming up our side body, and we're going to do that with some side reaches. So I'm going to bring my feet a little bit further apart, about hip width distance for this one. And I'm going to start by bringing my right arm above my head. And I'm just going to reach over to the left with that right arm. And as I do that, I can bring this right foot over to tap a little bit more, shifting my weight onto my left leg, and then returning to my starting position and alternating sides. So we're just going to do this for about 30 seconds. Warming up that side body with each reach. Now, although we're not incorporating breath into movement here, just make sure you check in that you're not holding it. And make this your last one, and back to your starting position. Last, to warm up our lower body, we're going to do some knee lifts. You're going to stand up straight. You can keep your feet hip width distance apart or bring them closer together. You're going to start by lifting your right knee up towards your chest. So bringing it up, and you can bring your arms out to touch it for a second, bring it back down, alternate to the left knee. So you're just kind of getting some movement into this lower body. If you'd like a challenge, you can lift your knee up and hold for a moment. If you're not quite there yet, that's totally fine. Make sure we're breathing through this. And you're going to want to end on your left knee if you started on your right knee, or vice versa. So make this your last one. Now that we're warmed up, we're going to start our Deskercises. So for our upper body Deskercise today, we're going to do a lat pull down. We're going to start by bringing our arms above our head and pretending like we've got something that we're holding between them. And make sure your shoulders are rolled back. You don't want them up squished by your ears. We're going to pull down, squeezing those shoulder blades together like you're holding a pen or a crisp $100 bill between them. Holding for a few seconds, breathing. And to release, bring your arms back up. You can bring them down, shake it out. And we're going to repeat that 2 times. Arms above your head, pulling down, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Holding. And slowly release. Bring it back down, shake it out one last time, and this is our last one. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those shoulder blades. This is great, especially if you tend to hunch over or you sit all day, to get some movement in this upper body, in your chest and in your back. Slowly release and shake it out. For this next one, you're going to want to come back behind a chair that doesn't have wheels on it, so something stable. You can use a wall or your desk. I'm going to use a chair for this one. So we're going to do some calf raises. Now, if you are wearing higher heels or not flat shoes, you may want to change into something flat before you complete this. We're going to use our chair for stability, and we are going to drive our heels up, lifting them off the ground, rooting into those toes grouped together, and engaging that calf muscle for a calf raise. Holding it up here for just a few moments. And then slowly lower down to release. You want to make sure that you are slow and controlled in the release. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So lift, holding, and then slowly lower to release. Last one. Lift up, holding, engaging that calf muscle, and the muscle lower in the legs. And then slowly release. Next, we're going to do some desk squats. So you definitely will need your chair once again. We're going to bring our chair behind us, and we're going to stand just a few inches in front. Our feet are going to be about hip width distance apart. You can keep your hands on your waist, or you can kind of bring them out in front of you just to kind of keep them stable. You'll drive back with your hips, slowly lowering, keeping your core and your back straight. And you'll come down to tap your bum on the chair, and then rise back up, driving through that glute and squeezing. So lower back down, tap, drive up, squeezing your glutes. So let's do about 5 of these. Making sure your back is straight, your core is engaged. Check in with your breathing. And then this is 5. For this last exercise, we're going to come onto our chair. We'll be doing seated crunches. For an extra challenge, you can bring your hands behind your head and your elbows out. If you need some more support, you can absolutely hold on to the edge of your chair, or if you have armrests, you can hang on to those armrests. Lean back to start, keeping our back straight, our core engaged. We're going to bring our opposite elbow to opposite knee. Bring your left knee up to start, twist your body, and bring your right elbow to meet it. So it'll look like this. Come back to center, alternate sides. Breathing through this. And we're going to do 5 on each side, so 10 total. And last one. Go ahead and rest. Just like warming up our muscles, it's equally important to make sure that we cool down our muscles to prevent injury, muscle tears, and allow our heart rate to slow down to a normal rate. We're going to focus our cool down stretches based on our Deskercises today. So since we did some upper body, we are going to start with a chest and shoulder stretch. You can stand or sit for this one. I'm going to bring my hands behind my back, clasp them together, straighten my arms, and slowly lift my straightened arms up. So you can go as far as comfortable for you, and you'll feel a nice stretch in your shoulders and in your chest. And make sure that you are breathing. Getting that heart rate to slowly lower back to normal. And slowly release. You can shake it out. We also work those calf muscles today, so we're going to want to do a calf stretch for that. I'm going to use a chair, but you can absolutely use a wall or again, any steady surface that you have. Bringing your chair in front of you, standing a few inches away from it. I'm going to start with my right foot. I'm going to bring my right foot back about a foot and bring that right heel down to the ground and then generously bend with that left knee. You'll feel a nice stretch in your calf muscle. And then slowly bend the left knee, bring the right foot back up and switch sides. Left foot comes back, left heel down, right knee with a generous bend. And then bring that left foot back up. We also engaged our hips today, so we're definitely going to want to do a hip flexor stretch. I will provide two options for you, a seated or a standing. Choose whichever one works best for you. For our seated option, we're going to want to come to the edge of our chair. We'll start with our right hip, stretching our right hip. So we'll come over to the left side of our chair. If you have an armrest, you can rest your hands on your armrest or just on the side of your chair. We're going to extend this right leg out behind us. And we'll feel a nice stretch in that right hip flexor. And then bring that right leg back up. Switch sides. And bring that left foot back. To do this stretch standing, you're going to want to bring your feet about shoulder width distance apart. You'll step your right foot back to start, keeping that right heel off of the ground. Leaning forward with your left knee, tilting your pelvis up, squeezing your right glute, and you'll feel that stretch in your right hip flexor. You can keep your hands on your hips as you feel this stretch. Then bring your right foot back up to meet your left and switch sides. So left heel comes back, or left foot comes back, heel lifted off the ground, right knee bent, squeezing that left glute. And feeling that stretch in your left hip. And bring it back up. And that's Deskercise. Thank you for joining and great job today.